Okay, go.
Okay, I'm John Hubbard, formerly known as Johnny Angry, also known as Shut Up and Get Out. Been thrown out of 11 commissioner meetings. On January 22nd, 1987, I got my sleeve caught in the gears of a 30-ton Northwest crane. I was a crane operator for 5 years. They caught my sleeve when I was greasing it. The reason this happened is because the gear guards were taken off, the oilers, and a diesel engine was taken out and a 440 electric motor was put in. I had to grease it by hand, and when I did, I got my sleeve caught in the drive gear and the bull gear. I felt it pinch my fingers. I jerked back, tried to pull my fingers off, but it had my jean jacket sleeve. It fed me straight into the gears. It chewed my arm. It chewed my fingers off, my wrist, all the way up to my shoulder. It cracked my head open. I asked for help from the Lord, and the next thing I know, I got jerked down. The slip clutch running 4,800 RPM behind me, caught my belt loop, pulled on my jean jacket, pulled me down, broke my arm off. I got my arm socket and 1.5 inches of bone. It flung me around. I seen a bright light. I don't know if I was dying or if it was the sun, and I ended up on the deck of the crane. I pushed myself off. I got a big scar on my face. I got 3 cracks in my head. I got a groove on the side of my head. I got a big crack in the top of my head. And I got a crack in the back of my head from the gears. Oh, and I got my throat cut. I had a kerchief on for when I cut iron. They didn't give you a respirator, so I breathed through a kerchief. It made like a tourniquet and cut my throat open, and it ripped off. My jacket ripped off. I was bruised from the whole left side of me was all bruised, and I lost 6 units of blood.
Okay.
There's a big crack in my head
Good.
up here.
Okay, good.
And I had a big groove on the side. And I got a crack in the back of my head. And I lost 6 units of blood. I knew I was dying. I had to grab my arm or my stump and put pressure on it. I need no pressure points and get up and walk out of the junkyard about 35 yards to the scale house. My artery squirting blood all over. I went in up into the scale house, and Fred LaRock told me lay down, and he pinched off my artery. The crew ran outside and got sick at first, you know, most of them. They called the ambulance, and they ended up in the hospital, and I talked all the way to the hospital, and the doctor told me I was lucky I was alive. He said what I did, I pulled so hard on my arm, it's like you're water skiing. I pulled that tendon really tight because I should have bled to death in 4 to 5 minutes. But I stopped the bleeding because I pulled so hard on my arm and my artery.
Oh. So and you got the 22nd anniversary of that coming up, don't you?
Yeah.
22 years on the 22nd of this month.
And
is that right?
Is that 21st or 22nd?
So January 22nd.
January 22nd, 87 is when I lost.
And you've been fighting this deal every single day since. Because what happened to you afterwards?
What happened is the court system drugged me out. Judges didn't make any decisions. I don't understand this. But in 2000, I finally got a decision from Marge Johnson, district judge, for $2.3 million. Right after that, Wiseman filed bankruptcy. Carl Wiseman's his son, Jerry Wiseman run it. Filed bankruptcy, and now the insurance company filed bankruptcy. So I'm in limbo.
And you've been trying to get lawyers to help you, and lawyers have not helped you, have they? No. How many lawyers have you been through?
Oh my God, 1, 5.
About 5 lawyers. And they've just kind of brushed you off, haven't they?
They're all excited first, and then I don't know what happens. They lose steam.
They just kind of got hopeless, and now they just ignore you. Is that right?
Well, I got one lawyer who's trying to do something, but I don't know what can be done.
He doesn't do anything, though, does he?
He's trying to work on some land they own that they're trying to get the title cleared. They want me off their list of creditors. So I don't know what's going to happen with that.
So, okay, what would you do if they overturned your this last verdict? What would you do with that money, John?
I've got tons of bills. I owe the hospital $18,000 plus another 4 to 5. I'm not sure. And I need a new sewer line in my house. My house is an old house, built in 1900. Oh well, I couldn't imagine it anyway. You know.
You can't even imagine it, can you?
Imagine it.
Can't even imagine it because you haven't received nothing, so you don't think anything will ever happen. Yeah.
No, I've been living off $715 a month. Another $198 from work comp, which isn't nothing.
Yeah. And you got five kids, right?
I got 5 kids, 3 stepkids. They're all grown. I got
you
one.
have 8 kids altogether.
8 kids, yeah.
Okay.
They're all grown except for one. I got one.
One at home.
One at home.
Okay. How many grandkids you got?
I got 11.
11 grandkids. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and you've been married twice, John?
Married twice.
Okay. And you married the Indian maidens, is that right?
Yeah, I was married 13 years to my first wife and about 23 to my second wife.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to add to this?
Well, I just don't know how you could win in court, in a district court. You lose your livelihood, you lose your pleasure. I used to box, I used to ride dirt bike, I used to play guitar. I miss all this stuff. Do artwork, draw, paint. Was very physically active. Played baseball, football, but I was a boxing coach from '92, '93 with one arm. My sons, I got 2 sons who are Gold Glove champions, and now you lose your livelihood and you lose your way to make money, and you don't get compensated for it, and I don't understand how that could be in the United States of America.
Through a real injustice. Do you want to take your coat off and let's see that hook that you use and show what you have to deal with every day?
This is my hook arm that they made me. This was $4,900. I painted it blue. I didn't like that fleshy look. But there's about how much I can open it. And to unlock it, I gotta reach up in here. And so it's basically stuck like that. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
That's and then I got these straps, and I don't try to put it through my shirts because I ripped lots of shirts up.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Okay, you got it off.
And I got 1.5 inches of arm bone, and it shakes, and it's atrophied it up pretty bad.
And do you still have pain there?
Oh yeah, got a lot of phantom pain.
Phantom pain, they call that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phantom pain. It feels like my hand's up here like this, and I can feel splits in it. When it gets cold, I can feel sharp pains in my fingers when it gets cold. And it's like your hand's up here, and I don't understand that because when it was getting chewed off, it was straight out.
it was like being stretched out to the,
Yeah, it's like
I
your
guess,
water
spaghetti
skiing.
noodle, huh?
And I was using my arm for the rope, but it chewed me all the way up.
Yeah. Oh man, okay. Alright, well, okay, thanks for showing us. This is from Great Falls, Montana.
Yeah.
And this is Johnny Hubbard. ACA Johnny Angry Story. Bye.